Our delta adjusted algo is pretty popular. It gives the ability to kind of just put in a set of parameters. Those parameters can be brought in via our API, or those parameters can be brought in via file, or they could be just put in on the front end as well. But what it does is it gives the user the ability to kind of trade in vol space without having to input a volatility. Everybody's calculation on vol could be slightly different, using different models and different inputs. So it gives the user to kind of select an underlying price, select an option price, put in a delta and throw in a gamma kicker to kind of make that calculation and determine where that dynamic limit is as the underlying is moving. And then immediately send out a hedge as soon as the execution is done.
What has been interesting at the conference?
Henry always does a fantastic job kind of giving an overview, so I look forward to that on an annual basis. He has a pretty good grasp of kind of where the market's going. One of the big things about the conference is really kind of the networking that goes on here. It's kind of what it's known for. Contents could be secondary maybe, but from looking at it and looking at the trends and what's going on within the space and kind of analyzing it and having him show kind of sizes and kind of the sizes being relatively small for trading purposes. And to me, that would kind of lend itself more to kind of a retail kind of execution. But he put another spin on it and said, hey, it's not just retail execution, right? So it could be algo execution, right? So it's traders or individuals or institutions using some algos to go out there and try and grab some size out of the marketplace. And there may not be a big size on the offer, so they may be taking smaller slices to kind of get what they need to get done and eventually get the size that they need to get done. So it was pretty interesting. The zero DTEs, interesting topic as well. Not sure kind of where it's going. I don't think it's going away. I think that also lends itself more towards kind of a retail side of the spectrum. Hard to determine whether that's going to stay that way or not. Interesting to see if they'll kind of roll it out with regards to single names. I think there's probably going to need to be some risk checks put in place, mainly because what are the individuals going to do if they get exercised? What if they forget to exercise? What happens if they don't want to exercise? And I think there'll be some education to the public with regards to that as well.
Where does Flextrade fit into the options markets?
We play in the institutional space, really not a retail player. Lends itself towards institutions, hedge funds. We play on both the buy side and the sell side of the equation. And we do pricing analytics, real-time vol calcs, theoretical pricing, risk analysis throughout the process, and then we also kind of jump into kind of algos as well. So our algo suite, we developed fairly detailed algos on the option space. Own internal algos to let individuals or institutions trade in volatility space, allows them to kind of auto hedge, allows them to delta hedge a portfolio end of day, allows them to trade strips of Vega, right? Whether they want to do it on a delta adjusted basis or whether they want to do it on a volatility basis. But we try to get to more of the sophisticated institutional players is kind of where we'd like to hit. Flextrade's been around, I'm guessing 27 years now, founded by the same owner that owns it currently, still privately held, him and another family, so Vijay Kedia, and another family member, Rajiv Kedia, started the company and more as a basket trading system, right? Saw a niche in the marketplace, saw a opportunity in the EMS space. So it started out as primarily an equity platform, trading baskets in the EMS space, and allowed the users to kind of calculate and trade efficiently and quickly. And then what it's grown into now is an OMS and EMS on the sell side, and then an OEMS product on the buy side that they kind of put together about 7 years ago, built from the ground up with a team in Milwaukee, and been quite successful.
Are you looking into AI?
At Flextrade, we're taking AI very seriously, and what we're looking to do with it is allow our users or traders kind of boost their productivity, right? Make their job easier, give them easier and quicker access to markets themselves and to data, right? So we're approaching it from two different levels. The first being kind of order routing and order generation. Give them the ability to use like a chat GBT to kind of just dictate what they want to do. So saves them time and saves them energy, right? So they can pick an order off their blotter, say that they want to do 25% of it, dictate the symbol that they're looking to do, dictate the broker that they want to go to, and dictate the algo that they want to use associated with that order, and have the ticket automatically pop up in front of them. We don't want to send it directly out to market in case there may be an error. So we leave it up to the trader to hit go. But we are giving them the ease to kind of jump and look at anything that's sitting on their blotter or generate a new order ticket based on what they want to trade and get the order ticket generated just by speaking to the application. Everybody sits on this mountain of data, right? We have all this data for all of these users. All of our traders, we have it all in a database. And they also have a ton of data that's sitting on their blotter too. But what we're giving them the ability to do now is just kind of query that data on their main blotter, so on their pad, and say, hey, look at all my orders for customer XYZ in symbol ABC, and let me know what my average price is for the day. So it basically instantaneously will give them that information. And they can say, hey, show me all of my open orders that I have for a particular client. So really just the ability to kind of interact in a chat GBT manner and just get the information that they need without having to search through their blotters, without having to look at a number of different things, or without having to put a number of filters. So it's really just trying to make it a little bit easier. And then we're taking it to the next step too, right? So now that we can query data that's sitting in front of them, we can also query this data that's sitting in our database and get the information that they need with regards to, hey, show me all the orders I did in the Apple, June 185 calls last week. And it'll just bring up all of the orders that they've done, show the entire client base that, they've sent orders for in those particular symbols. So that's kind of where we're looking at right now and what we're doing right now. In the future, we're looking to give them the ability to kind of generate customized reports. So basically say, hey, I need a report that's going to give me A, B, and C, and we'll query everything, just produce the customized report in exactly the format that they want to see.
What kind of algos are you working on?
A couple different algos that we are, finalizing now with regards to a dispersion trader, with regards to a kind of a gamma trader as well. And then also extending our algo suite into kind of complex orders as well, and allowing the user to kind of look at complex orders and go out and take care of those as well. In addition to that, we've also kind of built a number of things that'll allow a number of functions that'll utilize our current pairs algo. We have a pairs algo in the equity space, in the future space, and we also have it now in the option space as well. So it allows a trader to kind of trade cross assets. So if they see a correlation or a relationship between two different names, let's say Apple, let's say Microsoft, and gives them the ability to kind of buy one at the money and sell one at the money, and allows them to kind of determine which leg they want to drive this spread, what they want to do as far as that's concerned too. So it gives them a little bit more, if they're willing to take a little bit of leg risk, mainly because it's an algo and it's not sitting on the complex order book. But yeah, it gives them the ability to kind of go out there and do what they want to do and look at different correlations and allow them to trade in any capacity. We allow them to trade with whatever broker they'd like to trade with. So what this algo also gives them the ability to do is say, hey, I want to trade my options with Goldman, and I want to trade my futures with Bank of America. Or it allows them to kind of line up whatever they want to line up and trade them. And again, they can do with any n number of legs, but allows them, and they can trade each leg at a different broker dealer, right? And utilize any broker dealer's algo that they want to use when they're making these trades. We don't tell our clients where to trade. They decide where they want to trade, and we give them the ability to trade there.
What does trading look like to the end user?
Log into Flextrade. Flextrade has a connection to RJ O'Brien. Flextrade has a connection to, let's say, Morgan Stanley, and you see them in a drop down, right? So, and you have permission to trade there, and your trading limits are set up with regards to, they can be set up within Flextrade, they can be set up at the broker dealer, and I'm sure they'll be set up in both locations as well, to make sure that everything is kept copacetic. And then they route the order. So they'll bring up the order, they'll pick what they want to. So if they want to trade the SPX and hedge with the E-mini, they have the ability to do that. So they can set up a volatility algo, say, hey, I want to buy 27 vol on this line in the SPX, and I want to hedge with the E-mini. And this is the amount of contracts I want to do. This is the delta associated with this trade. And they hit go. We manage all of that. We manage all the vol calcs, we manage all of the volatility and all of the order routing for the option side within the application. We determine when we let the user pick what algo they want to select or what broker they want to route to. So if they choose Morgan Stanley, they choose their smart order router, their OSORT algo. The order goes out, so that we monitor the street. When the order lines up, we immediately route out. We get the fill back. When we get the fill back, we immediately send out the hedge on the E-mini. So in your example, RJ O'Brien gets that order with whatever algo they want to use at RJ O'Brien, or if it's a direct market access, it just goes right down the pipes to RJ O'Brien and out to the street.